Hi guys, I'm Kate M and welcome to the first ever QCB vlog video. So today I'm here to review Stepbrother Vamp by C.A. Taylor. It is the second book in the Stepmates series. I believe the wonderful Kelly Austin did a review on our blog for the first book in the series. So what's the book about? It's about Oliver, who has just recently moved to New York City, and he's a freelance editor, so he's kind of, gaining his independence and spreading his wings. And when he's there, he actually runs into his long-lost stepbrother, Anthony. And he's kind of like, dude, wait, where the hell did you go? So in a last-ditch effort to have Oliver not report to their parents that, hey guys, I actually found Anthony, Anthony confesses to him that the reason he left is that he's actually a 1,000-year-old energy vampire. Anthony, for pretty much most of his lifetime, has found it easier to kind of get adopted into families and stay with them until he feels like people are going to start noticing, something's off about him. He's not aging, he's not changing. So then he moves off and becomes independent, and then he moves on to a new town and starts over. So he found his mom, and she knew that when she was adopting him that he's this energy vampire. But then she got married to Oliver's dad, and the first time they meet is actually when Oliver and his dad are moving in with Anthony's mother. Just after that time is when Anthony disappears. He decides that, it's time for him to move on, and he goes and moves off to NYC. He's kind of found his own supernatural niche there. So having Oliver come and kind of disrupt that flow was a bit startling, especially since he was all gung-ho about telling his parents that he's still alive. It ends up that Oliver has been carrying this torch for Anthony since he first saw him that one time when they were moving in, and he was a teenager and he just had this really intense attraction to Anthony. Anthony, on the other hand, hadn't really paid much attention to Oliver, but now that he sees him and he's all grown up, he's kind of thinking he's pretty cute. So at the same time, they're also kind of having a budding relationship because as Anthony is an energy vampire, he can sense auras, and to him, Oliver has the most really tasty, juicy, really lovely, pure energy that he's ever seen. But I guess my main problem with this book was, A, if you haven't read the first book, the first two chapters are really confusing because they're about Anthony and him kind of the evolution of his friendship with Dalton and Dakota. And so it kind of doesn't make sense because you're like, what are they talking about? What is this big thing they went through together? So definitely read the first book first, guys. Then after that, I felt like, how probable is it that you meet a guy once and then you carry this epic torch for him for like years on end and you don't even see him, and then you think he's dead, and then you see him and the first thought is, wow, I still have the hots for you? I was just like, I'm not sure if that one's working for me. That, and they're not actually really stepbrothers. I mean, stepbrothers are sort of related in a by marriage kind of way. This is not even, it took out the goodness of a good stepbrother book for me. I have to admit that just didn't work for me. The more supernatural plot line is that there is this epic battle or war brewing between the werebears and the werewolves, to a point where they actually do get out in shifted form in the middle of the streets with people watching, and of course filming on their cell phones. What ends up happening is that Anthony kind of seems to be this like supernatural badass in this community, and people are kind of afraid of his reputation, so he kind of volunteers himself to kind of be the peacemaker in this situation. I'm not sure his reputation was actually built in the story until almost kind of at the end. At the end of the day, if you're looking for a nice light read that has some supernatural elements but is more focused on kind of the sexier, hotter aspects of the book, then this book is right up your alley. But if you really wanted to kind of have an emotional connection with the characters and feel invested in seeing if they're actually gonna make it through the situation, then maybe not so much for you. That's all for today, guys. If you guys have any questions or comments, if you've read the book before, please leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Access to all of this awesome QCB goodness. Yeah, we have lots of good stuff. So, subscribe. All right, guys, that's all for today. Bye.